I'd have to say the first half a dozen times I cooked it, the fillet would always try and fall apart. But yeah.
See, that's why I used this.
He did live.
Did it go live? Are we live?
We live? Are we live?
I don't know. I've got a commercial.
Well,
now it's live.
All right. Well, welcome.
Yes, it is live.
Yes. For those of you who...
We've been live for 18 seconds.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to cut off the net. The way he was talking about that pork fillet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
pork loin, not pork fillet, pork loin.
My apologies. Well, welcome, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to talk... Well, first off, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Welcome to another episode of Talking Clones with myself, Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And two of the best people that I know above me is Paul from the Escape Podcast, and below me in the bottom corner, as always,
below me,
the Nev. Now,
hello, Governor.
Hello. Today, we are going to be talking about the most amazing episode of television that I've seen
since JR got shot.
In a really long time. This was phenomenal. I've seen it 3 times. We are talking about the Phantom Apprentice. I almost said the Phantom Clone, but I think that's someone else. That's one of those like Lego Star Wars TV shows. The Phantom Apprentice. And first off, I've got to say, guys, so this is the last episode before the 2-part finale.
I thought this was all. I thought what happened in this episode was going to take place over 3 episodes.
Okay. On a side note, I've got a cup of water that's green. So if you see me
disappear,
half disappeared, I'm drinking. It is just water, I promise.
I'm drinking. Yes. I'm drinking.
But the Nev is always drinking.
I'm
always drinking my free-to-play tiers.
Yes, the free-to-play tiers. Okay. So I'm excited to talk about this, guys. Goosebumps. Freaking goosebumps, okay? The episode starts off with Ahsoka, right? It starts off without anything. There's no recap. It just begins.
Just ominous music at the start. It was like, oh, yeah, you just know something bad is going to happen in this episode.
I know. It was, oh my gosh. Like I actually, the first time I watched it, I skipped because Disney Plus, like all the streaming services have that opportunity to skip the section, skip the introduction. And so I clicked skip on accident. And when I watched it the second time, I went back and I just I actually skipped it again. And I was like, no, I got to go back. So I restarted the episode and there was nothing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this adds so much more. And Junior Darth, I didn't mean to skip either time. This was just stupidity on my part. It just was. But, oh my gosh. And so it starts off, Ahsoka, blades lit, she's surrounded by Maul DeLoreans, as I've heard them called. And,
I was gonna
Maul DeLoreans.
Yeah, I love that name.
And she's got this look in her eye, and Maul goes off in this. He's like, "Why are you here?" He's like, "You're not the one I was looking for," and oh my gosh, that back and forth. He doesn't even he's like, I know of you, but you're not who I wanted. Oh, someone else pick up where I'm leaving off because I don't want to talk this whole time because I will.
Well, yeah, I mean, the fun part is Tano, right? I know who you are. He has this whole background on Ahsoka that he knows.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then
I thought that's what this was all going to be. This was going to be, backstory on Ahsoka, but damn if I was wrong.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this whole episode twisted me. Now, I will say that the twist itself, and I don't want to say it was a huge twist, but we'll get to that in a minute. That, not surprising, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But so Maul goes through and he's like, he's explaining to Ahsoka, look, this is over. This is oh my gosh, I can't even think. I'm so excited to talk about it. He's telling her, this was my purpose. I brought you here for this reason. I didn't want you because you're not the one that I want. You know, why did Kenobi send you? And
you're not the one that I want.
You're not the one that I want. Yeah. So what was interesting about this moment was, he leaves her with that everything has brought you to this, right? He talks at least about her experience. Like, you left the Jedi Order. It's
about the hypocrisy of the Jedi Council,
and it's just building and building and building. And so she activates her lightsabers, or not her lightsabers. Her tracking device Rex comes in, and
he got caught monologuing.
He did.
He was caught monologuing, and she's like, he's monologuing. Quick, hit the thingy.
Yeah.
Keep him talking.
Yeah.
Keep the villain monologue going. It was. I mean, here's the thing. It was a bit cliche, but it was classic villain monologuing, and the good guy trying to keep the conversation going until the good guys come up and I loved it. Yeah. I loved that cliche. I really did love the monologuing.
B-Coot says that it's interesting that Maul foresees Order 66 in a sense. He knows everything that Sidious is going to do.
Yeah, he's aware of it. Like, he's... And
he knows that everything's about to plunge into chaos.
Well, we do learn that he had a vision, right? Now, it doesn't say necessarily what the vision is. We get hints to that, right?
But he knows the name of Skywalker.
Wouldn't he know Skywalker though? I mean,
no, they've never. The two have never met.
Yeah, but I mean, Kenobi, Skywalker.
He just knows that Skywalker is being groomed from his vision. That Skywalker is being groomed to be his old master's new apprentice, and that he is going to be like the most powerful Sith Lord apprentice that Sidious has ever had. He's young, he's powerful, he's strong in the Force, and he's better than Maul was. He's better than Dooku. He's better than every Sith Lord apprentice ever.
And there you go. You've brought up one of my plot hole points that did make me cringe a little bit.
Okay.
Maul knows that Skywalker is Sidious's apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be. He
also knows that Sidious is the Emperor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, therefore, Anakin Skywalker is known to Maul as Darth Vader.
Yeah, like that. I mean, he is and he isn't. I mean,
and then also he basically tells Ahsoka that.
Yes.
But it's not a retcon. It's just something that's never been
established,
told in the story.
Yeah.
It wasn't a story that was told. Ergo, it was never established in canon. It's something that happened between the panes.
Yeah.
A bit like in The Empire Strikes Back, where Han says to Leia, I changed my mind after we met the bounty hunter on Ord Mantell. We never saw that story. If you read the comics like I did, you find out exactly what happened, and it's a huge, massive, and it's a wonderful story. But we don't know what happened or what could have happened if people don't watch or read that stuff. So I 100% agree with you, Paul. It is something new, but technically it's not a plot hole. It's just something that had never. It's an addition that it's something that can be added because it's something that was never discussed or anything like that.
Yeah. And that's I don't know. See, and that I don't view that as a plot hole. as much as I view it as a seeding, right? It's because we know that Ahsoka spends a long time after Order 66 trying to figure out what happened to Anakin, right? And I think part of it is she doesn't want to believe that that Anakin could have done what he did, right? She doesn't go back to the Jedi Temple like Kenobi and Yoda do, right? She goes off on her own, and we know that really only Kenobi is the one. Kenobi and Yoda are the ones that know that know for certain that Anakin did what he did, right?
Yeah.
We don't know, at least in story wise. Well, actually, Jocasta also knows, but you know.
Well, she died in the first part of Darth Vader comic.
Oh, but the way she goes out, I mean,
it was awesome.
Like this, you don't mess with the librarian. That should teach you something. You do not mess with the librarian because she will go crazy on you. If you guys haven't read is it the first Darth Vader comic, not the sequel that's come out, but the first series of comics?
It was the first series that came out, the one that I have over to my right hand side, all 27 issues.
Are you sure? Because I've got that. It's in a frame on my wall. Are you talking about the Darth Vader one with Dr. Aphra in it?
It's not.
No,
it's not that.
Okay, so it's a different.
We're talking
Vader series of comics.
The Marvel new Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but my number one is the old Darth from it's much older than
old.
If it's
you've got the
older.
Legends comic.
Yeah. Well, no,
I know you.
No, Dr. Aphra.
No, Dr. Aphra's not old canon. Dr. Aphra's new canon.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Let me have a look at the year.
There's three comics. There's
leave
three.
myself out for a second.
I'm going to say this, and I might be wrong here, but if I'm correct, there are 3 Darth Vader comic series. There's the first one, and it ran, like Paul said, about 25 episodes, or 25 installments. Then there's a second one, and I think it was a shorter-lived 8-episode run. And then there's the new one that just started. I think. I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, the librarian scene is in. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm speaking of, Neil.
Mine's. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Yeah, no. That's not the one. That's not the one I've got. The one I've got is. It's literally tied to the fabric of the basement. I can't unhang it. I literally cannot unhang it. But what I can do is...
See, I've got the one with the Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors is
good. Here we go. There's the death of Jocasta. That's number 9.
Okay.
Jocasta New's death was in number 9.
And now we see all of...
That's the one I've got.
Okay. That's an amazing one.
Oh, nope, sorry. Her death is number 10.
Yeah.
That's the one I've got.
Yeah, you've got Darth Vader, Dr. Aphra.
Yeah, I've got Darth Vader number 1 because Dr. Aphra turns up in edition 1. I think she's in 1, 7, 9, and 14 of that Vader series.
Yeah. She's an awesome character.
I can't. They're doing audio. They're doing an audio.
I know. I'm so excited.
I know. So am I.
Oh, it's not even an audio book. It's an audio.
No, Thaddeus. We. I can't. I'm not allowed to like.
No,
Dr. Aphra, remember?
You're not,
because I'm a crying man baby that doesn't like the trilogy. I hate all Star Wars female characters because I hate
women,
the sequel trilogy. Forget the fact that I love Hera and I love Ahsoka and I love Leia and I love and I love Dr. Aphra.
Yeah,
and I love
Gina
Carrera.
You hate women,
but I just hate women because I hate Episode 8 and
Now
Episode
I'm
9,
gonna mention that Run DMV Junior Darth just messaged me, and I'm gonna guess the answer to what he sent to me here. I'm gonna say yes. You can read those when you finally get down here. Now let's see if I was correct. Can you say? Oh, it's not. But I'll show you what it is in a moment. Thad.
Okay, so Rex comes in. He makes everyone flee. You move forward with the story. Balls. Crap! I totally spaced it.
Where are we at?
So
So Rex comes to the rescue.
Rex comes to the rescue.
They all of the Maul, what are they called?
Mauldalorians.
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 All the Mauldalorians
Mauldalorians
either get killed or scattered, and it's like, quick, chase them, run after them,
and they disappear.
Right, yeah,
they disappear. And then is the next scene the moment where? Oh no, they report to Kenobi. Right?
Yes.
They report to Kenobi.
They report to Kenobi. But the fun thing is, one thing you did miss is the whole part where Maul started basically telling Crimson Dawn to go underground. We see Dryden Voss.
Yes, I thought that was after, but yes.
Sorry, say that again, Paul. I missed that.
We saw Dryden Voss from Solo.
Yes, we see.
Yeah.
Dryden.
There's a Solo tie-in here.
Now, Dr. Feelgood brings up an interesting point. Prince Xizor hologram.
I saw that. I saw the Prince Xizor. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, hang on a minute.
Is that him?
Like, that is him from Shadows of Empire. That is him from the Shadow of the Empire, the N64 game. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, shit, I recognize him. That is Xizor. Yeah. That was him.
So Xizor, or Sizor, however you want to say it, Nev, I'm going to call him Xizor. Scissor. Scissor Man was one...
No,
Prince Xizor was one of the first Star Wars characters that I connected with. And the reason, and like I like I said, I was late to the party, but I came in with Star Wars miniatures, the tabletop game. Junior Darth, you're a good man, and I came in with that, and Xizor was one of the first people who I learned the background of, and it was so cool to see that. I still haven't played Shadows of the Empire, but
it's not an easy game. Trying to beat Boba Fett at the end is just an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. But here's the
damn Junior.
I know.
I just saw Run DMV. Wow.
I know. Thank you, Run DMV, Junior Darth. You are a great man, and I appreciate it.
You will get your northern chili recipe in a bit.
You will get your northern chili recipe. And then next time, I might even have a chili recipe as well. I'll throw that at you. So here's the thing, right? If that is Xizor, all of a sudden that means Dash Rendar could potentially be an addition to the game, or not the game, but like an addition to the canon.
This episode opens the door to so many awesome spin-offs.
Yeah.
Like some totally awesome spin-offs.
Yeah. And
I mean, just mind-blowing.
Yeah. So, and what's fascinating about that? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dash Rendar was the original Jyn Erso, right? They wrote that part of his story.
Yeah.
They gave that part of his story to Jyn Erso, right? Now, they could still bring him back in as a Fulcrum-style character. They still could bring him back in as a as like a Fallen Order-style character.
Ow! I almost lost my milk.
Oh, if it had gone out the nose, that would have been perfect. But they could still...
Nev, you're now canon. Congratulations.
I think that's everyone wants that. They want to be canon. I mean, that would be awesome. I clearly would love to be an Ewok. I mean, that would just be great. But yeah, so that's if that's Shizor, that's a huge thing. That is a huge addition. We don't hear a voice. We don't hear a name or anything. So it might not be, but still.
Now, Dash Rendar already was in canon. He was already in current canon.
Was he?
Because in 2018, in the Solo: A Star Wars Story, Tales from Vandor, he was mentioned.
Was he really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. Then I'm gonna have to go back and read that. So who is?
It was just a mention, nothing of substance. But Jason Fry, the author, did put it as a humorous nod to the character's reputation for being like Han Solo.
Okay.
This is according to Twitter, and I looked it up through StarWars.fandom.com.
All right. Neil, will you tell Junior Darsh who Dash Rendar is?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I will. I'll message it to him in a bit. I'm just in the middle. I know I'm being naughty, but I need to get number 1 in my fleet arena.
Okay. Oh no. No, you're good.
I'm sorry. I have to get number 1 in my fleet arena. I'm totally concentrating on that at the moment. I'm so sorry.
According to Wikipedia, Dash Rendar was a human male smuggler and freelancer, born into a wealthy Corellian family during the final years of the Galactic Republic.
Sorry. Number 1.
There you go, Nick.
He basically is the one who got the Hollow Star to the rebels.
Yeah.
Which was the information on the
Death Star.
The Death Star.
Yeah. So again, it's a similar story to Jyn Erso. At least that aspect. I mean, it's not the same clearly, and he's not like a ripoff of her, but it's that same. How does one get the Death Star plans? So,
you both know how I feel about the. You both know how I feel about canon, old canon and new canon when it comes to Death Star plans.
I'm not sure if I know.
Manny Bothans, bumping uglies with Mon Mothma, that's ooh, you cheeky girl, Mon Mothma getting a little bit freaky deaky with somebody, and with an imperial, it's two love crossed, it's the light person and a dark side person getting it together, when they shouldn't be, in secret. So but she must have been really good because she turned him, despite him being an imperial officer. So sorry.
No, so we move on to the story, and we get this back and forth. We get the crew there on Mandalore telling Kenobi what's gone down, and they drop the name Sidious, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And we get Kenobi mentions that Anakin's spying on Palpatine, which Ahsoka's like, "Well, that's a terrible idea."
Yeah, he's not going to like that.
Yeah, like
B. Coots mentions that Kenobi is mentioning Anakin's assignment. He also mentions that he has to go confront General Grievous. So yes, you are correct.
Yeah,
we are how many days away? 2 days away?
2 or 3 at this point.
2 or 3 days away from Order 66.
It was at the beginning of this episode, or at the beginning of this arc, it was 5. And depending on how much time has passed, we're probably between 2 or 3 days away.
Yeah, we are going to witness Order 66 in this show.
Yeah, and tears will most likely fall.
Oh God, I'm gonna cry like a baby. I just know I'm gonna cry like a baby.
And guys,
we are watching this. We're doing a watch party when we do this. Yeah. So I will not be doing it under black light, because if I cry, I want people to see me crying. So
we are going to watch party it, whether if they do
It
release
is
the
confirmed.
last episode on May 4th, is it
It is,
confirmed yet?
according to IMDb, the date is confirmed.
Okay, if it's May 4th, we will not be doing Jackbox that Monday night. I think it's a Monday, right?
I believe so, yes.
Hang on, let me check the calendar. May the 4th is on
Yep, Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
So we will not do Jackbox that Monday night. We will have a private for our Twitch subscribers and Patreons of the Escape Podcast and of Going Nerdy. We're gonna give both parties the links.
Yep.
What we're going to do is we are going to watch the episode in front of you all, so you could get our initial reaction.
Yeah.
And
we're not Susie Q's here. You won't be getting to watch the episode for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not giving away the episode.
We're not giving away the episode. You just watching us.
You get to see us. We're going to be wearing headphones.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. A little bit as we're going, and then we'll give the full breakdown that evening.
Yep. I'm excited, guys.
I mean, I'm not gonna cry like that guy did at that guy did at the Star Wars trailer. I mean, that ain't gonna happen. I'm not but what the way I see it is something sad happens and I'll be like,
yeah,
that's it. That's what I mean when I say cry like a baby. I mean stoic cry like a baby.
Yeah.
Stoic cry like a baby is glasses off, wipe tear, put glasses back on, continue watching. Not oh my god.
I think that entirely depends on that.
Somebody has to clip that. Junior, please go back and clip that.
No, do not clip back. No,
because
that would be fake. That would be fake news.
Fake news.
Totally fake. It's like totally fake. That did not happen.
Okay, so B Coots is right. Like so this is we got all this stuff right. Kenobi's like, what's his face is dead. Dooku is dead. Anakin killed him. Like he's like, yeah, and Anakin killed Dooku. It wasn't that like Anakin brought his term to an end. He's like he killed him.
Ahsoka's no longer a Jedi. Will the clones assigned to her turn on her?
I don't know. It doesn't seem so.
No, because she's not a Jedi.
Yeah, she's not a Jedi. And
but she's being hunted by the Inquisitors later.
Doesn't matter. She's not part of the Jedi Order, and the clones Order 66 is, it's implanted in them, designed to go specifically after the Jedi Order, of which she is not a part of.
I think there's a very real distinction at the beginning. At the beginning of the last episode, they bring in the Ahsoka as a consultant. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like when they make Rex,
she's not technically the commander. Rex
Yeah.
technically got promoted, but
she's just a consultant. And I think there's that moment.
I think she's going to get targeted.
I don't know.
No. There's no way that she's going to be targeted. Rex is going to be at her side, and the way that those two greeted each other in Rebels when they met, when she came back, there was nothing but love and affection between those two.
Okay, so here's my problem. I just recently finished Star Wars Ahsoka, the novel. It's a junior novel. It takes place about a year after the events of, like, a year and 5 days from now. Like, it actually, in the novel, they celebrate the first Empire Day. And it's interesting. So I know what happens.
The same Empire Day that's being celebrated in Aftermath.
Yes. I don't know how it happens. That's the big thing. Now, I don't think there's time for Rex to get his chip removed. I think it's going to be a fight. I think it's going to be a moment where the 501st have fought with with Ahsoka, and just like Anakin says right there at the beginning of the last episode, allegiance or what does he say? Not allegiance. Something is very important to them. Honor or I forget what he says, but he says something to that effect. He's like, this is very important to these people. They respect you, right? It's when Ahsoka's like, they shouldn't call me Commander, right? And then Rex is like, all right, whatever, Commander, right? It's like the like most, what do you call that? Insulting thing that Rex can say to Ahsoka. All right, Commander, right? But it doesn't mean it as an insult, of course. I don't think any clone has time between now and the end of the next 2 episodes to get their chips removed. I don't even think that
Junior's saying that when Fives sacrificed himself, that's when he removed his own chip.
Oh, I could see that. I could see Fives and then maybe 1 or 2 others. I think the difference is if we see, as we see in Rebels, was it Wolf or Gregor, when they see what's his face, Kanan for the first time, and they see the lights.
Gregor.
Yeah, when they see, and he kind of makes a move at him, and he's like, "Look," and Rex holds him back. He's like, "Hey, that's over." So maybe some of the chips are still in them, right? Some of them still have their chips implanted. I don't know. I don't. Well, I think we might find out. I think we might. But if Rex doesn't have his chip removed, or even if he does have his chip removed and everyone else is turning on the Jedi, wouldn't his brethren be like, hey, why is Rex going against orders? I mean, it opens up a whole can of worms. Like
this is why I think that the simplest, the Occam's razor, the simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
Yeah.
And the simplest explanation is she is not in the Jedi Order, therefore they don't see her as someone they are ordered to kill. So the clones, at no point do the clones turn on her because she's not part of the Jedi Order.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll see, but we'll obviously
we'll see if this whole conversation even has any purpose.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, I think we might find out in the middle of next.
And Kurt Mann also points out that this is the first time that Rex called her ma'am.
I didn't pick up on that.
Not sir. I didn't pick up on that. I must admit, I didn't pick up on that. But yeah, because they usually doesn't matter what they are. They usually refer to them as sir. They just say yes, sir. Yeah. No, sir. 3 bags full, sir.
Yeah.
Kurt, can you give me a rough time code? I'll go back and watch it real quick.
Yeah. So, but I gotta say, this moment where Kenobi kicks everyone out and he's like, "Hey, I gotta talk to Anakin or Ahsoka," and they have this back and forth that like, you need to talk to Anakin, right?
It's a self admission from Obi-Wan that he can no longer get through to Anakin.
Yeah. That's such...
which it kind of cements even more his inability to get through to Anakin when he was on Mustafar, because you're like, how is he not getting through to him?
Yeah,
and it's giving us more of that. Right, okay, he understands that he can't really get through to him anymore, and he's asking for help from it. I need you. He's like a brother to me. I need somebody to speak to him because I'm just not getting through to him anymore, sort of thing.
Yeah, and so it's been implied from we know that Kenobi knows about Padme. It's implied that Ahsoka also knows about Padme, and I think there's got to be...
Rex called her Commander.
Did he?
Rex called her Commander right at the end.
But he doesn't call her ma'am?
I don't see ma'am. I'm looking. Just right at the end, which we'll get to here.
Yeah. So, but that's an important pivot here. Co-mamder. that's an important distinction though. Like he's admitting like I can't do this. I can't. Everything that I've done, I've nudged him as far as I can nudge him, and there's just nothing that I can do. I am excited. So he goes off.
He calls Bo-katan, ma'am. But I don't see.
I'll have to go back and watch for this. Yeah, Obi-Wan is loyal to the core. Obi-Wan is loyal to democracy, to the Empire, or not to the Empire, to the Republic. And I loved that where they go in. There's the fight. They're like, hey, you got to come now. We've figured some stuff out. She goes down. They've captured Gregor, not Gregor. Jesse.
Jesse.
Right?
Jesse. I knew it began with a J.
Yeah. And so I know it's a just sound. So they go down into this tunnel, and this clone's like, "Look, Maul just went right through us. They captured Jesse. They knew he was an older clone. That was something I didn't understand. Why would it matter if he was an older clone? I mean, did anyone else get that? They were like, they knew he was an older clone, and they got him. So maybe it was, Jesse had worked with Ahsoka in the past and knew more about her, and
yeah, he just wanted somebody with more memories to extract stuff.
Yeah, very possible, more feeble. So Jesse was a pilot, wasn't he? If I remember correctly.
He was an ARC trooper.
An ARC trooper, okay. So he was a bad A, right? Because the ARC troopers aren't, wusses. He was pretty amazing, and so, but we get this thing, right? So Jesse's like, I'm not gonna tell you a thing, and Maul's like, oh, it's so quaint that you believe that, and
yes,
it's like, oh, that's sweet, that's so tender. So he goes through, and he gets he doesn't do the mind melt, but he gets the information from Jesse. Right?
Yes, he uses the Vulcan mind meld.
The Vulcan mind meld. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it, actually.
You know how to do what?
The Vulcan.
If you knew who Tuvok was, you would know how to do it.
Yeah, you would.
I guess I would.
Your mind to my mind. My mind to your mind.
So, he finds Jet. So then they jump back to, what's the... I don't... Oh! So he gets the information from Jesse, and then Maul does that.
Yes, and one more another side, real quick. At least we know we won't have to suffer through getting Jesse in Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes. Anyway, back to the show.
Oh, burn. So we get Jesse goes away. That back and forth with Kenobi happens, and then Maul does this. Like, hey, Mandalorians, you have been in the shadows for too long. Your people don't fight, and they need to be fighting. I will make this is foreshadowing to an awesome level.
It was the St. Crispin's Day speech, but with nefarious meanings. It's like you're there, and I'm going to be there with you, and you're going to fight, and you're going to die, warriors. But I'm just doing this to motivate you because the second I need to bug out, I couldn't care less about you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yep.
And this is where we saw Dryden Voss.
Yes. And
you're right.
And so,
I loved it. You will die. If you die, you will die on the battlefield. You will die with honor.
Yeah. Yeah. And I loved that. Was so cool. Like, I got pumped. Like, I was like, I'm ready to go fight the Republic, I was really...
I'm going to go die for Maul.
And I was very excited about that. I was like, yay! But, like...
Okay, somebody, right, Junior, somebody send a DMV to the naughty corner. He said he wants Trace. So someone send him to the naughty corner for 15 minutes.
No, don't kick him out. I know what it feels like to be banned.
No. I'm not saying he should be kicked out. I'm just saying he
knows how it feels.
I know how it feels to be banned. I was banned from y'all's live stream the other day.
by accident.
I don't know. I said some pretty offensive things about Jar Jar being added to the game. I'm just saying that. I don't know, but so they go through and they're leaving the meeting with Kenobi. So it jumps from that to the meeting with Kenobi. They're leaving the meeting with Kenobi. They're walking through. They're watching the Mandalorian people be herded into shelters. Right? Bo-Katan is not happy with this. She's like, I'm bothered. I won't. My people won't stand for this. I won't stand for this. Rex is like, look, woman, or look, lady, you brought us here. This is on you. Like this is your doing, right? So I'm curious. Maybe that's part of the reason why when we see later on in Rebels how Clan Rin and all of those are no longer valued as Mandalorians. Maybe this is part of the reason why, right? So, or at least this has to be part of the reason why. I don't know. So then they walk into the throne room, and
sorry, I'm reading chat.
You're good.
It's not 5 o'clock shadow on Gar Saxon. It's like 10:30 shadow on him.
Like, let's face it, Gar Saxon was made to be a very handsome man in this. Like, I'm watching this, I was like, wow, he didn't age super well. He didn't age poorly by any means, but like he was a handsome guy in Clone Wars.
Yeah. Well, they picked awesome British actors, to play Mandalorian warriors. That's just, they just thought, what we need is some awesome British actors to play these badass Mandalorian warriors, whether they're good or bad, Yeah. Because we're just that good.
Yeah.
It's hard goddamn work being this good.
Yeah, you British, you're really good at being villains. It's that monarchy that you guys have that's really, I don't know, built into you. The society. I don't know.
I just think we're just good.
Yeah, that's a good part. I missed that. So, as Maul's given that rousing speech, he sends Gar Saxon to assassinate Almec. Yeah, I totally spaced that, right? So
you kill the Prime Minister.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, a very British move. And so, like, he goes through, and Almec's being that, the Ahsoka and Bo-Katan and Rex, they go into his cell, and this is where they find out, hey, Maul's been having this vision. He's been really moody lately, and he's I don't know, he's not himself. And he gets angry, right? And he's like, but he's had this vision, and since this vision, he's been having these emotions, and he's like, there's been this name, and they're like, well, is the name Sidious? They're like, no. The other name, the other person that Maul wanted here was Skywalker, right? And then Saxon double taps him, like one in the chest, and then another in the chest,
two in the chest,
yeah, and then
one here,
just for kicks and giggles. It's like, hey, I'm gonna hit you here, I'm gonna hit you here, and you're gonna die, and he does.
Yeah, I mean, I have lots and lots of issues with this, because there's no way that Saxon would have hit him at the angle he did from his sniper position at the door.
Yeah,
because it's just, it would have had to have, I mean, unless he's got the marine skills of Lee Harvey Oswald, it ain't happening, because only Lee Harvey Oswald has the ability to make bullets bend.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
And those two laser shots would have had to have gone like that, and then they would have had to have taken a left turn through the door to then hit the Prime Minister. But I don't care, because it was an awesome episode. You see, I'm quite happy to suspend belief.
Yes. Yeah.
When the story and the narrative are good. When it's crap, I'm gonna pick holes in it like it's no tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's so B. Coots points out he was a Mandalorian. We don't know that he couldn't do that. I mean, he survives. He's.
It could have been them. I mean, those laser shots could have been like hummingbird laser shots, or
Yeah. Yeah.
He could have programmed, the laser shots to hit the prime minister.
It's all possible.
Bend around. It's all possible.
Yeah, it's all possible. So, right, they go after him. That fight scene between Bo-Katan and Gar Sax was pretty tight.
I was like, oh my god, she's gonna get crushed
the
by the elevator.
Yeah, the elevator scene. Even knowing that she survives, I'm like, oh man, did she get legs too? Did she get like Maul legs? I mean, because she's just like,
So it would be Robo-Katan.
Yes, that's exactly what it would be. Thank you, Paul. Perfect timing as per the norm. So he goes off, joins the crew, back to the Mandalorians. Maul gives this arousing speech. Hey, you're going to die, but you're going to die as warriors, just like you've always wanted. And, we see the Bo-Katan, later on in the episode as her and they're all watching people get hurted. She's upset, and then they walk into the throne room.
We just know what's coming. It's like, get it on.
I was so surprised that this was in the second episode.
I was too. I was absolutely. This threw me. I was like, what? Because as I was watching it that first time, I'm like looking. I was like, wait a second. What's in the background? Who's sitting on the throne? That's Maul. And I freaked out. And then he's just sitting there. He's just all cocky too. He's like, "What's up? I'm Maul. I'm the leader of the Mandalorians, right?" And then Bo-Katan comes and firing him, and she's like, just swatting the laser bolts away. I mean, that was so freaking cool. Epic is the only word that does fit that, because it was awesome.
The animation was, it was just like,
and Kurt says that he absolutely loved Maul's dialogue.
Yes!
I mean, this was the best monologue that I can ever remember in Star Wars.
Absolutely. That was my same
Even
thought.
better than Dryden. Even better than Dryden Voss's I Never Asked for Anything Twice.
Yeah. This was awesome. This was so powerful. And I'm right there with you, Paul. This was exactly what I was feeling. As I'm watching this, I was like, this is well written. This is captivating. Even if you weren't a fan of Star Wars, this is so good that it's just amazing how it was put together. She's shooting at him and he's like, "Is that the way to greet your rightful ruler? Come on." And he says it with such disdain almost, but
okay. But Junior Darth is saying that the ending didn't do him justice. We're gonna get to that, but there's still 2 more episodes.
Yeah. They have set up. They have set up because he's been captured. They have set up.
Well, now you just spoiled it.
They have set up. They have set up. They have set up so much to go on in these last 2 episodes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They have set up so much to go on. And what was it? I said earlier on that they are setting up. I'm sorry, but the end of this season is setting up spin-offs.
Oh, yeah.
The end of this season is setting up spin-offs. It is setting up a Crimson Dawn spin-off.
Oh, I hope so.
It is setting up a Scoundrels / Bounty Hunters spin-off because they've seen how good the Mandalorian is. They've seen how much the Mandalorian works. Mm-hmm. And they are thinking to themselves, if the Mandalorian works, we can do the swing side. And
you're forgetting, Neil, other than the Mandalorian spin-offs as well, in the Obi-Wan one, you're forgetting the most important spin-off.
Ahsoka.
No, we know that. We know Ahsoka's coming. But one that has not been talked about yet, it's the Martez sisters.
Don't even joke. Don't even joke about that. These last 2 episodes have completely erased all of that crap from my. It's like, sorry, Trace who?
No, dude.
Martez, sorry, sisters and stuff, and it's like, to me, those 4 episodes are like episodes 8 and 9 of the movies. It's like easy for me to forget because now I've watched something better.
No, so this is
because Disney have produced something better.
But it's Disney, and you know it's going to be just like Hannah Montana. Trace Martez is gonna become a superstar singer at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
That's they actually did talk about a spinoff called Tales from the Cantina, which would be.
They need to because they've done books.
So, no, it's going to happen.
This
Tales. No Tales. There is I've read the books, dude.
No,
Tales from Mos Eisley.
Yeah, well, I know
I've read the books. The books were awesome.
Yeah. No, I know. What I'm saying is they've talked about that being one of the potential spinoffs. I will say that Rian Johnson doing a cooking show in the Star Wars universe. Is something that I've been thinking about. I've been wondering if they'll eventually do. But man, that one never lurks. That one never is. I'm the only one that thinks that's funny that Rian Johnson should have a cooking show.
No, nothing. The mention of Rian Johnson elicits hatred and disgust and distaste, and it's like no.
Just silence.
Don't. The second you bring up Rian Johnson, you instantly split everybody 50-50.
I know.
Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
You know, he is on the record saying, I don't make movies for everybody to like. I make movies for half the people to like and half the other people to don't like. It's like, well, then what the hell are you doing being a director?
Yeah. No.
How the hell do you get funding for projects?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so so here's the thing, right? So the other people get split off. Bo-katan. So all of a sudden, explosions start jumping out the window.
War! It's war!
Yeah, it's.
But the war's going on outside the throne.
War going right outside.
It's a Star War. And they they're like, look, Bo-katan, go help your people, right? And then, Rex has taken Jesse, and so it's just Ahsoka and Maul. And oh my gosh, this moment lasted
I had literal goosebumps.
Yeah.
I had literal goosebumps. The hair on the back of my neck was standing up. I'm like, let's get it on, bitches.
Oh, so good.
I had a crap-eating grin on my face seeing the effects. The blade whir.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. Like,
I was just praying that it wasn't like the duel between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Maul in Rebels.
Where it just
like, please don't give us a, make it good, make it long, make it last. Yes. And they did.
Yep. It was so good. Oh, so this back in...
You actually got the trail.
Yeah. Oh, so good. We get this moment, right, where Maul's, again, he's monologuing, right?
Yeah. But it's good monologuing.
Oh, it's so good.
It reminded me of the Kylo Ren. Take my hand.
Join me, and together
it was very,
we could rule the galaxy as...
I don't even... Does Maul even want to rule the galaxy? Like, I don't...
He wants to... No, it's not that he wants to rule the galaxy, it's that he wants to take advantage of the chaos.
Yes. And
he wants... He's an agent of chaos. At the end of the day, he is an agent of chaos. So he thrives in chaos. So he, I think that,
he's so driven by revenge. I think that this is... he's not like a Thanos where he would, if he got his way, he would just go to farm somewhere. Like, he would continue doing what he's doing, right? But his goal is to overthrow Palpatine, to just destroy Palpatine. And, like, he just, that moment. And he's like, look, everything that you've done to this point has led you to this moment. All of it has led you. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. I was sitting there, and again, we've watched the whole story, and we're like,
Goosebumps.
yes! Even talking about it now,
And-
I'm getting goosebumps.
And Ahsoka said yes.
Yeah, she said yes.
Now,
And then he done screwed the pooch, didn't he? Because he kept on monologuing.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
That's classic bad guy mistake. When you're about to get what you get, shut
Stop
up.
talking.
And it's like, yeah, but he's not going to stop talking.
She lured him in with another question. He answered the question, and he answered it truthfully.
He did.
You know, I give props to Maul for him answering it truthfully.
He never lies.
He doesn't. He has no need to. Right?
Why lie when there's so much fun in the truth?
Oh my goodness. And
The truth. Why lie when the truth is so much more fun?
this is my interest. This is my question here. Like every Jedi has a moment of dark side, a moment of temptation. I don't feel like this was Ahsoka's. Do you agree with me? I mean, like
She already did
No.
have the temptation later or earlier in the whole entire Clone Wars series.
She's never had a dark side moment.
She's not had a dark side moment. She's just gone neutral, right? And so
Gray.
gray. She's gone gray, and so I loved that. Like, and she ignites her lightsabers, then they start fighting, and then oh my gosh. It was no, I missed it. I missed a moment. I wanted to bring this up specifically. Story-wise, animation-wise, the explosion from outside that blows the window in. Oh,
Yeah, blows the window in.
Gosh.
That scene needed to be 3D. I want to watch that fight. I really want to watch that fight in 3D. They need to do a 3D special edition because I want to watch it in 3D.
All of these, the only time that I think it has been bad animation so far in these past 2 episodes was Anakin on the bridge. Other than that, it has been beautiful, thick and thin throughout.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever they're doing, they need to continue to do in spin-offs because this was phenomenal. This was so good. And then, Kurt, man, you're talking like that slow motion scene. It was just made me adjust my pants.
Yeah,
it was.
I got a little wood too, mate.
It was so powerful.
I got a chubby.
Oh my gosh! And then the fight scene. Then you jump outside to see the back and forth between the Mandalorians, the clones, and then the Mandalorians. Like that was cool. That back and forth, that fight scene was beautiful. Now, I'm not...
Well, and then it extended.
Yeah.
It extended because he ran away and she was able to track him down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't, like, as I'm not great when it comes to, like, music. Like, I can't... No, I was going to say I can't identify the Duel of the Fates. But I think I can.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, okay, so...
Okay,
yeah.
You can identify
like,
Duel of the Fates.
The music that was played during this. And again, I'm not an audiophile at all, but like, as anyone who's watched a video of mine knows, audio is probably not the thing I care about the most. But like, it was so good. Like I was moved by the music. It was amazing. It was so good. Yes.
And then we find out how she lost her lightsabers.
Yes. I have a feeling that they're not completely lost yet. And
oh, come on.
Well, no, I'm gonna.
Yeah, but Ahsoka doesn't have a commander. Cody conveniently stood underneath them to,
Rex was,
pick them up and
Rex was
pick
right
them
there.
up and hand them back.
Rex was right there. Right?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't underneath her.
Well, he was close enough.
Rex was, fighting the good fight. Being a good soldier.
I think there was.
He can't technically. He couldn't be right next to her because he had to command he had to command the clone troopers.
No, true, but he was underneath. Like that battle was going on, like underneath the support structure
in the rafters.
Yeah, underneath the rafters, and so like it's possible that it could just have landed. Because when it's when Rex is bringing Gar Saxon away that he notices the fight upstairs. He's noticing the fight in the rafters.
He notices the ship up
That's
there.
True. He notices the ship, and then he's like, all right.
And by this time, those lightsabers are gone.
Yeah, they are. They're gone. They're gone.
I'm gonna say something finds them.
Which is why.
All right, I'm going to look at timeline.
Which is why
again.
we get a 5-season Ahsoka Tano spin-off where we see her get her new ones. So that we get a nice time between the Clone Wars and when she turns up on Rebels.
I know how she gets. Nope, I'm gonna stop. I'm sorry. Because that would be douchey of me. Yes, Gar Saxon with the sexy fight.
And this would be different. How?
What? I'm gonna ruin it.
You can tell us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell us how you can tell us the book stuff because, in all honesty, people are going to be demanding more Ahsoka Tano TV content from Disney, and the book that you've read is going to be one of the obvious things to expand on to give us an Ahsoka Tano spin-off series.
That's true. So this is what happens. It's a year later. Ahsoka doesn't have her lightsabers at the start of the book, but she becomes a mechanic and she goes and she's doing her thing. During the mechanic, she runs across people who are trying to help out in their own unique way. She kind of stumbles into or onto the rebellion, right? And then the rebellion stumbles onto her, and so
okay, she lost them before Rex came up there.
Okay, and so but yeah, so she does lose him. But so what happens is she's being hunted by a...
He was not directly below it.
Okay.
He was not directly below where they would have fallen, so he would not have gotten.
Maybe a little orphan boy who has the Force finds him, and he's out...
Oh, maybe he has a broom, and maybe we see him at the very end of a movie.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, Miss Ahsoka, the lightsabers... Right, and that's what happens. I don't know, but she's being hunted in this. No,
Maz Kanata's got them in a box
probably
somewhere.
That's where they all end up, in a box in Maz Kanata's castle. So she goes and she.
Jar Jar to the rescue.
Jar Jar to the rescue.
She goes and she's what do you call it?
Keep going. Tell your story. Okay. Tell your story. Just ignore us. Tell the story.
You guys, I get so sidetracked. So she's fighting this Sith, the Night Brother, and essentially she fights him barehanded, right? And it's an awesome moment, but she takes his lightsabers from him and like turns them on him. So
she makes him her bitch.
Yes, she does. And
she does.
She actually she uses his crystal and unbleeds it, purifies.
She stops it from bleeding.
Yeah, she stops the bleeding crystal, and so anyways, so that's the news. That's how she gets her sabers back, or at least the sabers that we see in Rebels, and we'll probably again see in.
During this book, I'm curious. During this book, does she ever have a romantic interest?
No,
because I think that's what I think that any spin-off is going to be Ahsoka Tano as a young adult.
Yeah.
And I just think that it would give her character more depth to go through some kind of emotional entanglement and then a separation, which kind of not breaks her heart, but gives her that kind of emotional, a little bit more of an emotional depth. Because sure, she loses Anakin.
Yeah.
For when she walks away from the Order, but she still thinks of him in kind of like a brotherly love type thing, maybe.
So,
but
Junior Darth, if he's referring to the book, there is not an emotional connection, love interest directly.
So there's no romance. There's no romance. There's no romance in Ahsoka Tano's life because she's not part of the Order. She's allowed to have attachments.
No, but so there's a moment when she saves a girl's life, and the girl's like, "I could kiss you," and Ahsoka just looks at her, and then the girl's like, "Well, not now."
That's not a romantic. That's brevity. That's comedy relief.
Yeah. And so it's very Martez sisters like in that moment. And so it's not a full on romance by any means. There's more emotional attachment in the form of I still care about people, because Ahsoka's all about loving people, right? Not in the romantic way, but it's a very I love people and I want to help people. And
I mean, there was that boy from the planet of the guys with the other people with blue skin, and you kind of felt that there was something, but nothing really came from that because at the time she was in the Jedi Order. And she knew that there was no attachment and that nothing could ever come from it. But there was still a romantic tension between her and that character that kind of it kind of went away after a while. Because if you remember, there was friction because there was somebody else that liked him as well, and there was a bit of I liked it, and I just think that, but that was kind of like puppy. That was kind of like puppy love, puppy romance type thing between her and that guy.
Yeah.
And I just think that as an adult, as a young adult, there's more potential for stuff like that. She should have banged that dude while she had. They were still kids.
Yeah.
They were just teenager kids when she had her little crush on that boy.
That's HBO style television. Just wait.
Yeah.
That's
when she had that crush on the boy.
All right. But we end up seeing, Maul starts to fall, and Ahsoka catches him.
Oh my gosh!
And then all of a sudden, we see Rex come by with, basically, rope.
Yeah. You never know when you're going to need rope, and
don't forget to bring a towel.
So, but I gotta say, like that moment where she's holding him, and he's like, "No, let me die,
let me die."
Oh my gosh, so powerful, like he's begging for death, like he's just like, "Grr." And then Rex comes, they tag him up, they tie him up. Who was in the ship? Who was coming to pick up Maul?
Oh, I think it was Dryden Voss. Or Kira. It was the female voice. I think it was Kira.
No, it could have been.
Kira would have been really young at this time.
Kira and Han Solo were kids at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
Kira and it could have been Dryden.
But no, it was a female voice.
Could it have been?
Could have been a female. I'm trying to think female bounty hunters and stuff here now.
We have Beckett, and we know that Beckett worked for Dryden Voss. Junior Darth, what do you think? Don't stop. Love you.
Well, I mean,
hang on a minute. Let me just have a look at the characters.
No, like it.
We know that Beckett.
I've got them on my back wall here.
Neil, my theory is going to be Aura Singh.
No, well that was my first thought. It could be Aura Singh, but she's not particularly that smart. We're talking about a ship. She worked.
She worked for Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
Aura Singh and Boba and all that. Aura Singh and Boba and Dengar and all that lot. They're all kind of like. Well, they're not. They are independent and they're not independent, but they work together and sometimes they don't. They're not really tied to one specific syndicate. Sometimes they work for the Hutts and sometimes they don't, and sometimes they work for independent. So they're you've got to think of them more as independent contractors. Yeah. Whereas Beckett, like you were saying before, Beckett, they do tend to work specifically for Crimson Dawn, don't they?
Yeah, and we don't know that it's a specific for Crimson Dawn, but we do know that he does. He works with them definitely from time to time, and so
well, I mean, look at how old
Beckett
Val
killed Singh.
Val and
that's who I'm thinking.
Val and Beckett are quite old,
Yeah.
so a couple of young, them in their like late 20s.
Val, Beckett, and Rios.
Oh God, you and Rios.
Captain Rios. I'm just saying that Rios has 4 arms. I don't know, but
it's not Rios, it's Rio.
Oh, I know.
I've got him on my wall. Don't go there. Look.
I do love Rio.
See?
He is pretty awesome. Now,
right there.
Again, strange side note: Rio actually voiced by the incomparable Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, yeah.
So, yeah.
Look, we will figure out. We are going to find out who they are because there is going to be some massive rescue of him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we are gonna see cameos from characters during this rescue of Maul. We are, because he's not just going to escape on his own.
No.
He is going to be rescued, and it's going to be a big bunch of Syndicate people, because he told the Syndicate to go underground.
Yeah.
Right before his capture, he told the entire, he told everybody that was part of the Syndicate to go underground. And when they learn of his capture, they'll be like, right, okay, we need to get our leader back. So, let's go, in the chaos. It's not going to happen while there's order going on. It's going to happen in the chaos during Order 66.
Yeah.
And the Syndicate's going to be like, right, okay, Coruscant is in absolute flames at the moment. The Jedi Order are being hunted down. And where is he? Where, you've got to remember, where is Maul being held?
Well, he's not there. He's got to be
by the Jedi Council. Maul is going to be held at the Jedi Council.
No.
Who goes to the Jedi Temple and starts slicing and dicing younglings?
I don't think he's going to make it to Coruscant by then. I think he's going to be held there on Mandalore.
No way. He is going to be on Coruscant. He is going to be at the Jedi Temple. He is going to be in a cell at the Jedi Temple when Anakin rocks up to start hacking people to pieces.
Okay.
All right.
And that's when the rescue is. That's when the rescue is going to happen. And there is going to be a moment where Maul and Anakin clock each other. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to be said. They're going to clock each other, and then they're just going to go their separate ways, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh my God, did that just happen?"
All right. So
tinfoil hat.
Yeah, that was our speculation portion of this. Do you have any speculation, Thad?
No, I honestly don't see that happening. It would be awesome. I would love to see the rise or the show of someone from Crimson Dawn. I'd love to see Beckett. I'd love to see Dryden Voss. Like at this point, Dryden would still be in charge because we see him. So maybe he wouldn't he wouldn't go himself. He'd probably send a lackey. I would love to see any number of characters being added, but I don't know where this is going. We are going to see Order 66, but that's it. I don't know. Paul?
All right.
Who knows? It's 2 hours.
How many clone helmets? 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
5.
This was a perfect
victory.
It really truly was.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I always promise, or that we've always promised now that we've started this, we also have to do cooking clones.
Yes.
So, as of 1:13, as 1 minute 14 seconds, Junior. That's your time code here. This is my family recipe. This is my Slowinski chili recipe. It is a Northerners chili. This is I'm going to be giving you the secret ingredient in this. You need ground beef and or sausage. I recommend ground beef and sausage both.
Of course.
You can also use ground turkey for this. 1 pound total.
Ground turkey.
2 14-ounce cans of chili beans. A 2 14-ounce cans of ready for chili tomatoes or large can of diced tomatoes. 1 14-ounce can of red kidney beans and 1 14-ounce can of black beans. Then get yourself 1 can of diced green chilies. 1 diced yellow onion. What are you doing, Neil? You're...
Sorry, I was looking at my notepad and I suddenly realized I'd completely covered up my camera.
1 packet of chili seasoning, and you will also salt and pepper it to taste as it gets down the line. Now, the secret ingredient: a small jar of grape jelly.
Ooh.
Yeah, no. My sister puts grape jelly in her barbecue meatballs, and it's gorgeous.
I've seen
All right.
meatballs.
So here we go. You ready your crock pot by plugging it in and setting it on the low setting. Brown the meat in a pan, and as you cook the ground beef, add the chili seasoning to the meat. Let it season the meat. Add about a half a cup of water to the pan to make a sauce in a way. But drain it of any excess fat. Then add that to the crock pot. Cook thoroughly until the meat starts to brown. Start to open your can and add that to the crock pot. Take the chili beans, pour them in as is. Same with the tomatoes, but make sure that you drain the kidney beans and the black beans first under cold water to remove the starch. Add the chilies. Dice your onion and add that to the crock pot as well. Add all your ingredients. They should be in the pot now. Let it cook in the crock pot for about 4 hours. You can season with a little salt and pepper as you wish. At the end of the 4 hours, add 3 tablespoons of grape jelly to cut the acidic of the tomatoes. And there you go.
Is that just the chili, is it?
And that's just the chili.
Oh. Okay. So something's just popped into my head because that sounds really tasty. I want that. I want your chili poured all over a twice baked. I want that chili poured over a twice baked potato.
Why don't you give us the twice baked potato next week?
I'm going to give you the twice baked potato next week.
All right.
Yeah. So the chili
twice baked
this
potato
week,
or shepherd's pie, something traditionally British.
All right.
Yes.
You give that twice baked potato next week, Neil.
We had fish and chips for dinner today. It was awesome. Our house smells like a fish and chip shop. It's awesome.
Oh. I love it. I had tacos. It was good, but I mean, not fish and chips.
Although, actually, your chili might be nice in a Yorkshire pudding.
Possibly. But that's your episode of Cooking Clones. All right.
James Lewis.
What you got coming up this week, Thaddeus?
Hold on, I gotta say this. James Lewis, that was my thought as well. I thought he was gonna say he wanted it poured all over. This week, so I'm actually trying to put together a farming guide for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for the First Order. So,
Are we going for Slacker?
yes.
Okay.
So
Is this a newbie farming guide?
Yes, it'll be a new farming guide. I just noticed that like a lot of people keep hitting up these farming guides on my channel, and it's like, I've only got the one, and I feel like I need to help more people out. Additionally, and I've got to say this, it's been a few weeks since I've done a Books Worth Binging. I finished a book, and it was actually 2 weeks ago. I think I mentioned it.
Wait a minute. A book worth mentioning? Could it possibly also be in an audiobook format where if people sign up for a certain service, you'll get compensated?
I was about to say, where could I get a service like that, Thaddeus?
Now,
I mean, because I sometimes I don't like reading a book, and I like having a book read to me.
Of course.
Do you know of some kind of a service where I could have a book read to me?
Actually, gentlemen, you're in luck, because if you go into the section below, there's a link for a little thing called Audible. Now, Audible's, I don't know if you guys have heard, it's a small company called Amazon. They're all connected.
Oh, I see this link. It's the first thing in the description.
Yes.
Oh my God, am I going to get 2 books for free?
You do get 2 books for free. Now, here's the thing.
Oh my God, that's like totally awesome,
dude. If you sign up, you help the channel, I get a small kickback. You get 2 books for free, but for every month you stay signed up, right? You also get whatever the book that you paid for, right? Whatever the month you paid for. But they also have these 2 free, other books that they give out per month. So really, each month you're getting 3 books for the price of 1. It's really amazing.
3 books?
That is amazing.
3 books.
Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to plug this. Nev and I were talking about this before we went live. If anyone is ever thinking about getting an audiobook, there's one that you should get, and it is Dooku Lost Jedi. The other one that is coming out in, I believe, June? Is that what, have they announced?
Yeah, it's coming out this year. It's this year.
This year sometime. Maybe June, I don't know when. It is Dr. Aphra. And
Dr. Aphra, the audio book.
No.
And they're getting A-listers to read the parts.
Audio drama.
It's an audio drama. It's a radio drama. Yeah.
These are amazing. If you ever want to feel like you are in the Star Wars universe, pick one up.
And if you don't know who Dr. Aphra is, Dr. Aphra she's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
She's an anti-hero. So think Dexter, think Dexter meets
Indiana Jones.
Dexter meets Indiana Jones. Yeah, perfect. It's Dexter meets Indiana Jones.
It's awesome.
She has 2 droids that are quite happy to kill people, and she's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, she's that anti-hero. Darth Vader taps her up for working. Darth Vader taps her up for gigs. That's how anti-hero she is.
And can you just imagine the Wookiee, the bounty hunter Wookiee, Black Kyrgyzstan? I don't know how to say his name, but Kyrgyzstan.
That was actually pretty good.
He's so cool, so freaking cool. Anyways, I think
it's called just Dr. Aphra. It's going to be just Dr. Aphra.
As long as that thing blows up, if we can blow up the Dr. Aphra, the audio, if we can blow that play up and it's, I mean, obviously it needs to be good.
Oh yeah,
it needs to be well read and it needs to be good. But the character is already good.
Are we talking a new Talking Aphra series?
Oh God, yeah. That's after Thaddeus and I have tossed a coin to the Witcher.
And that's never going to happen. By the way, Going Nerdy, you said challenge accepted. I don't see
it.
Excuse me. We've both sung my parody. You need to sing it as well. I just need the words. You need toss a sub. I sent them to Paul, or Paul sent them to you. Did Paul not send them to you?
I'm going to blame Paul. Yes, it's all Paul's fault.
Okay, I'm going to copy and paste them from Paul to you now.
All right, I have no excuse. So apparently that is also on my list coming up this week. So check out the links below. Gentlemen, what do you have coming up this week?
Monday night Jackbox as normal. Thursday night Marbles. We will have a Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed episode that the Patreons will get to see being recorded.
Because I've got my account back.
Neil's got his account back. We did skip this week in Lego. And who knows? Maybe we'll do some more off-air shenanigans and have some fun. But the initial switch to Twitch went wonderfully.
Awesome.
this past
Oh
Friday.
God, it went awesome. It was awesome. Okay, I've just posted it. Posted the lyrics.
All right.
There you go.
So, I will get on that, and you guys will see a music video from me this week.
Yes. I'm sorry. I totally missed Junior Darth. Yes, on Thursday after Marbles, on our friend Junior Darth's channel. The Quack Pack will ride. Maybe I don't know if Jin will join us or not. If not, I hope that maybe Thaddeus can join us. But the Quack Pack, the Fortnite group, including Llama sometimes, definitely including Sephironis, Junior Darth, and I, and a special guest. We play Fortnite, and you can hear us yelling at each other, and to watch Junior Darth go rogue, and me wonder where the hell he went as I get shot in the head.
I haven't spoke to my friend yet, but hopefully it will be a second Music Monday on the Escape Podcasts GAC with me.
Wait a minute, isn't there more? Isn't there another week of GAC, Neil?
Another week of GAC.
So people
Twitch.
can catch you on the Escape Podcast Twitch channel.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All next week.
All next week with live music.
Ooh.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, with live music.
And that's all part of the Chain Gang, brought to you by the Escape Castaways Content Creator Network, which Thaddeus is a proud partner of.
If you look right here in the middle of the screen, I've got it up. So, all that's going on, guys. Thanks for joining us. This has been, I love how we broke 30 minutes down into an hour and a half.
That's what
the last episode. The last episode. The last episode is going to be epic.
I know.
Just because I'm just not going to want to stop.
No, I know.
I'm not going to want to stop. But that, you see, that's when we start doing. That's when we do Talking Witcher.
All right. So.
And we start off with you singing it.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
No, not.
No, toss a sub to your streamer.
Toss a sub to your streamer.
We don't want to get.
Oh, channels of plenty.
Channels of plenty.
I'll sing it live, and you can sing it.
Channels of plenty. All right.
Oh. Toss a sub to your streamer.
All right, ladies and.
All right, guys. Remember to like and subscribe to Going Nerdy's channel for all of these. Go check out the Escape Podcast on YouTube, Escape Podcast on Twitch, and especially make sure that you're here next week for the next episode of Talking Clones right here on Going Nerdy's channel. Be nice to each other, damn it. Wash your hands and remember to smile.
Stay nerdy. And now I've got to hit stop. This is always the funnest part because I can't figure out how.
Yeah, we don't know if it actually stopped.
All right. Have a good one, guys.